Our society has a strange relationship with nature. Our identity is all too often tied with the perception of a pre-existing condition in the places that we make our homes. Drawing on the land itself provides a justification through some argument of an innate form in the absence of any built environment. In our contemporary state of isolation, though, this argument only remains valid as a picturesque or a romanticised ideal. Our engagement instead is with artificial samplings of this landscape, or in a measured and limited insertion within that wider context. It is our cities that provide the physical manifestation of a society's collective identity, both projecting and being given strong images of history and the present. Concurrent with the evolution of social values and the desire for a self-image, the reimagination and re-inhabitation of a city can be read as a product of its social context. Similarly, the success, failure, and perception of this change further shapes that society which inhabits it. The risk taken in maintaining a carefully curated image is that of becoming pastiche and losing authenticity. With large initial populations of immigrants, sub-communities will inevitably form on the founding of new cities. Bringing with them their distinct historic and vernacular styles reinforces those groupings that form, and provide a series of starting points from which a new collective identity can be born. The key interest lies then not in those templates that might carry over from other communities, but in the way that they evolve and are readapted to fit their new context. In historic public spaces, this becomes apparent as a layering of forms, from the imposition of new function over old. Offices get built on hotels, get built on markets. The continual inhabitation and reinvention of these spaces validates the central role that they play in the developing city. That visible role they play lends them an iconic status. As the place where key expenditures are made and public events occur, they become a literal image of the city. To those who visit or leave, the architecture becomes the visual aid to imagining the community. In recognition of this, careful consideration must be given to any interventions made. While this may not always be met with support from the people who connect with the existing urban environment, there appear intriguing signs of the acknowledgement of this historic change. Here, a paved footprint represents the knowledge of a predecessor to the Notre Dame Basilica. In form, this is entirely a part of the contemporary redevelopment of the plaza, but remains cognizant of an abstract value beyond the material heritage. This is the old Montreal fire station. It opened in 1904 in response to a spate of destructive fires in the dense central neighbourhoods. Now, though, this historic building houses the History Centre. In choosing to maintain or overwrite elements of past inhabitation, a clear move is made to curate a specific image for a development, an area, and the wider social group. Reuse or restoration of historic buildings serve as samples, being recompiled in a new composition. In recent years, numerous international cities such as Montreal have come to deal with the transition away from the historic economic drivers of industry and transport as key elements of central infrastructure. Vast areas of central land have now become an open forum for public use and discussion. The approach taken to development in these areas speaks directly to the prioritising by the city of the experience to be encountered by any inhabiting the built environment, be that the public, business, new industry, or tourists.
Thank you very much. No, it's very, very interesting for me because that doesn't happen very often in the cities that I know, which is to have that so extremely big thing and interesting architecture in such a fantastic place. If you put both things together, you can find something like that but somewhere else, in a more industrial place. But right in the center of and so well communicated with the port, with the old town, with the downtown and everything, that's a fantastic opportunity. Something which is almost unbelievable. Anyone would like to have something like that.
National and regional identities are an entirely manufactured construct, created by their constituent groups of individuals. Where these mythologies draw from may be embedded to a greater or lesser degree in historical situation and context, but ultimately they remain abstract. Those aspects retained, be it through conscious choice or practicality, combine to form the identity of a city and its communities.
Ça va être en train de tout vécu en même temps.